here. Thank you so much for joining me. Yes, you have seen this face a lot of times the last few days. I am bulk filming per usual. It's just easier for me to do that. So in today's video, as you can tell by the title, I am doing it's kind of like a challenge, and it's where you pick 10 random eyeshadow palettes out of your collection, and then you say would you repurchase or not. So I will have the title. I initially saw Haley do this and then Becca do it, and I saw Becca and I was like, oh, she said she got it from Haley, and I was like, well, I don't think I watched Haley's video. Then I went back to Haley's video and saw my comment, and I was like, oh. There's so many people I watch, and it's hard to remember what I've watched and what I haven't watched. It's the same way with books. There's a friend of mine, we met on Goodreads because we read the similar things, and she and I, we kind of know each other's taste, and she'll be like, do you remember the book with this and then that? And I'm like, I remember like the cover, but I couldn't tell you the title or the author. I'm absolutely horrible at that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to randomize 10 numbers. I'm going to pull up my makeup inventory, and I have 119 eyeshadow palettes. So let's bring up Pretty Random. I think Haley had her husband do this for her. I think Becca did like something like Pretty Random with her with like spin the wheel or something. I completely lost my train of thought. So I'm going to put 1 to 119. We're going to make sure I don't have no history. Okay, we're going to do 10. I don't know if you guys are going to be able to see this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, I'm going to read you off my numbers. I got 114, 29, 108, 34, 4, 42, 53, 76, 194. So I'm going to go pick out these palettes, and I will be right back, and we will decide if I would buy them again or not. So I'll see you in just a minute. Okay, so I literally pulled 3 ColourPop palettes. So I'm going to pull in 4 more. Just to see. 2, 3, 4. Nope, 71 is a ColourPop. 76, 75, 74, 73, 72. No, it's actually not. Okay, is that 4? Is that 4? 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. So I have 14 instead of 10 because I'm an overachiever. Let's start. I have them in a pile. So we'll start with the 4 extras first, and then we'll move down. Clearly, we are one of the only homes in the neighborhood that mows our own grass. So let's start with this. This is the Norvina palette from Anastasia Beverly Hills. I'm sure you guys have all seen it. Many people love this palette, and I am not one of them, and this would not be a repurchase. I purchased this off Mercari, so I got it secondhand, and I did not pay full price. If I had paid full price for this, I would have cried probably. So this is a beautiful palette. It's gorgeous. The issue for me is it's not impactful enough. If you're someone, I know Gabby loves this palette, and I think it's because she does such soft makeup, like soft eyeshadow. She's not like me and does something that's like bold and in your face. She does sometimes, but for the most part, she does something soft, and that suits her. And I think this palette really suits her, but I should have listened to Danny. I've said that before, but I wanted to try the formula for myself to see what I thought. This and the Riviera palette were the only two palettes I've been interested in from them. I did buy the Primrose palette at Christmas time, but I went ahead and sent that to Danny along with her Christmas gifts. So this is definitely not one that I would repurchase. I'm on the fence on whether or not I'm actually going to declutter this. So yeah, I'm currently working on this volatile, oh, I can't even pronounce English, in I think musical painting. It's a beautiful, cool brown, but again, these shimmers are pretty, but they're not impactful. They're not in your face, and that's one of the reasons why I would not repurchase. Next, I have the Gimme Glow Vivid Rose. I picked this off, again, off my card because it's been out of stock for forever. I absolutely love this color story. I know that I love Gimme Glow shimmers. I haven't tried the mattes in this. I did try the mattes in the new Two Moods palette, and those mattes are beautiful. But that was after she said she updated their formula. So I'm going to guess these are probably a bit more drier. We'll see. I actually haven't used this palette. I probably should have led with that. But I have, like I said, I know her shimmer formula. It's one of my absolute favorites. You guys have seen me pan her shimmers in my A to Z and other projects. So this is definitely one that I would repurchase. Plus, it's my color story, right? Right. Okay. Next is this. This is the BH Cosmetics Aurora Lights. This is their baked eyeshadow palette, and I would repurchase. In fact, I think you should purchase this. If you see this, there's the Galaxy Chic, any of the Zodiac palettes. Their baked formula is some of the most, it's completely underrated. Their baked formula is so flippin' pretty. It's just gorgeous. I'm not going to swatch all of these, but it's such a pretty formula. You can use them wet or dry. Even dry, they are so beautiful and impactful, and this is definitely a repurchase. You will see this at some point in my Get Baked. I'm just trying to get through all my face products first. So yeah. Next is the last one that I redrew, and this is the Nomad palette from Juvia's Place. I got this recently. I know it went out of stock, and she retired it, and then she brought it back, kind of like Natasha Denona did with the Metropolitan palette. I don't know. I don't keep up with her. I know a couple of, I think Kim and Andrea got one when it came back in stock. But anyway, this is the color story. I haven't used this one, but based on the color story alone, I would repurchase this. This is something that I will hopefully get use out of this fall. This is very much a fall color story for me. You guys know I say that you can wear what you want whenever you want it, but for me, these kind of grungy greens scream fall to me. Spring and summer, I want bright, in your face, pastels and brights, and in the winter and fall, I like more muted, deeper, richer tones. So I'm excited to use this one. So yeah, I would definitely repurchase. Okay, now on to the originals. Meet Me at Midnight. This is from Lois Cosmetics. I have not had an opportunity to use this or the other one I picked up. I picked up this one because I went ahead and just picked it up because she was restocking the Meet Me in the Underworld. Again, I haven't had a chance to use this. On color story alone, I would definitely pick this up again because you guys know this, I love these kind of deeper, darker tones. I can be light and bright, but I also can be deep and sultry. So this really speaks to me. This blue, I almost brought this blue into pan those eyeshadows. Maybe I should have, but anyway, I will get use out of this at some point, hopefully, and I'll let you know my thoughts more then, but this would definitely be a repurchase. Next, we have the Ooh La La palette from ColourPop, and I don't know. I don't think I would. This color story to me does not match the outside. This is supposed to be a monochromatic palette, but these two aren't pink. They're more peachy and that one's more champagne. So if this had been brighter, more magentas and fuchsias and stuff, I would probably say yeah. But for a 9-pan palette that's supposed to be monochromatic. It doesn't feel very monochromatic to me. And I believe this is one that they are discontinuing. So if you have your eye on this one, I would pick it up before they sell it out or whatever they're doing with it. Oh, please, I gotta wash these. I had to swatch to be like, it's been a while since I've used that palette. So yeah. Next is this one. This is from With Love Cosmetics. Why do I have Wild Rose written down? That is way wrong. This is called the Pink Ones. So they, I discovered them not long after I discovered Vanny, and they do a very similar type of glitter. So they were having a sale, and I was like, ooh, I want to try their glitters. And I thought, oh, the palettes are cheaper because there's glitters in. Unfortunately, these aren't the same kind of glitters. These are glitters that need a glitter glue, and they're chunky. I don't think they're supposed to, but there's no way I would put these on my eye without a glitter glue. This one's really pretty, but you can see that they're not necessarily like the ones from Vanny. And I picked up 6 palettes. I know I sent the neutral one off to, I think, Jessica. But yeah, this is definitely not one I would repurchase. And this is the whole entire brand, the 4 I have. I'm considering decluttering. Let me pull them out. Misty, are you going to stay on topic? No. So I have the blue one. Ooh. The glitters are beautiful. They're beautiful glitters. But I just can't bring myself to put them on my eye. I've got glitter all over the place. So yeah, so these would definitely not be a repurchase. And like I said, they may actually turn into a declutter. Next, we have the Making Mauves by ColourPop, and this would be a repurchase. I deleted. If you guys saw my empties video for June, you know that I decluttered all of the glitters that are in all of my palettes. Yeah, this one is already starting to smell too. So that they're gross, and so I removed it. So I would repurchase this even though it's a very light palette, but there are days, some days, or there are circumstances or situations where I would want to wear makeup, but want to wear something nice and soft. Like if I was visiting someone in a hospital or going to a funeral or, you know, going to a baby shower or something like that, I wouldn't want something so bold and in your face like this. I would wear something a bit more muted, and I really think this is beautiful. And yeah, I just love these cool tones. They're so pretty. So pretty. So this would definitely be a repurchase. Although, if I have all of the same shades in my Stone Cold Fox, maybe not. The next one. Paradise Islands from Nomad. So, they're about to release a new palette. I think it's going to be about France. But this one is about like Tahiti, etc. And this color story pulled me in. If there's a palette that screams Misty, this would be it. Like if I had this color story and I loved the formula, I could probably get a ton of use. Like I could probably pan this palette and not get tired of it. I know this hurts some people's hearts, but I just don't like the formula. One of my issues is I feel like the mattes are satins and not necessarily mattes. They blend out pretty, like it's a pretty palette but it's the same issue I had with the Norvina palette. The shimmers they're just not impactful enough for me, and maybe they're not supposed to be, and that's okay. Like I said, I feel like this is that didn't even come off. I feel like this is something suited for someone who wants to play with color, but you don't want it to be so in your face. Again, these are pretty topper shades, but they're not impactful on the eye. And I, like a dodo bird, bought the Tokyo palette, the Cartagena Mágica palette, the Iceland palette. Do I have 5 or 4? And this one, that might be it. So while the color story is gorgeous, I just think the shadows are meh. I don't feel like they're great. I'm not even interested in purchasing the new color story or the new palette. I've heard some people say that this is a different formula from what they had before. Again, nothing wrong with it. It's just mediocre to me. And I would much rather have something a bit more vibrant and a bit more impactful. So yeah, anyway. Would I repurchase it? No. Am I going to declutter it? No. I'm going to... Again, I get some enjoyment out of it. I'm trying to pan one of the shadows. Those I don't even know that I've used, to be quite honest. But I'm not going to declutter it. I'm going to get some use out of it. It's just one that's going to be a companion palette, and I know I'm going to have to pair it with something different. So yeah. I am running out of gas. This is the 7th or 8th video I've today. I don't know. Okay. Next, I got Lucky Virgo and Acai You Baby, and these are their quads, and I would absolutely repurchase these again. If you saw my haul, you know I've said, ColourPop. But if they came out with a color story and a quad that I just have to have, I'd probably pick it up. There's just something about the formula in these quads. I can't promise you it's in every quad because I haven't tried all of the ones I have. Do you want to see? Do you want to see? That's how many quads I have from ColourPop. Because I love the formula just so much. The formula in these quads is way above the formula in their 9 pans. And even some of their 30 pans too. I don't know why they have such a great formula, but it's not in every palette. But I would definitely repurchase these again. ColourPop got me. Got me in the face. Next, I have this. This is the Milani Bold Obsessions palette. This is their kind of deep, dark, bold, neutral palette. Would I repurchase this? No. Why? I've probably had it 4 years and I haven't put it on my eyeballs one time. I've swatched, but I haven't worn it at all. This may end up being a declutter. So you guys know I'm not really into neutrals. If I were into neutrals, it would be these cool tone neutrals, but I just don't wear them often enough. And I don't know why I have 92 neutral. I don't have 92 neutrals palettes. I don't understand why I own so many neutrals when I don't really gravitate toward them. Again, I know there's a time and a place for neutrals. Like, again, if I was going into a church, somebody like, I don't know, I feel there is a time and place for neutrals, but for the most part, I am happy and more comfortable in a bold eye look. I don't know why. Don't tell me. I don't know. Ooh. That one fell in the trash can. No. Come back. Next, we have the Dirty Martini palette from Glamlite. If you didn't know, Glamlite's one of my favorite formulas. I am currently working on 3 shades. This one is On the Rocks. It's a shimmer that's in my Beauty A to Z. If you saw the look that was purple and I had the blue inner corner, that's the shade I used. I'm working on Classic and Green Olive. This would definitely be a repurchase. I love the colors. I love this formula. I am so tempted by that Michaela palette. The first Michaela palette I didn't love because it reminded me of the Jaclyn Hill palette with all those oranges that looked exactly the same. When have you seen me wear orange eyeshadow? Like a neutrally brown orange? Not very often. So that palette didn't appeal to me. This new palette appeals to me. Not the small one, but the big one, there's greens and there's purples, and it looks like you can go across for a look or you can go down for a look. So it's definitely one that is on my radar, and I hope to pick up once it goes on sale because Glamlite has been doing more sales lately. So it's not one I'm going to get right now, but it's definitely one I want to get down the road. So the Glamlite formula for me is awesome. I absolutely love it. You guys know I'm working on the Red Velvet palette. I'm also working on the Margarita palette. I'm working on that palette. I'm probably going to bring in the cake palettes at some point. So I absolutely love that formula, and it's any of the ones that I own, I would definitely repurchase. Other than the big foodie ones, because I depotted those and kept what I wanted and discarded what I didn't. And then last but not least is this. This is the Dia and Noches Around the Clock palette by JCat. And this would definitely be a repurchase. In fact, I rave about this one. So I can't tell you if the mattes are great. They feel buttery and smooth. That one might feel a little dry. And to be quite honest, I don't use this palette for its mattes. Like, I don't. I originally started with the rainbow one, then I bought the purple one, then I bought this one. There's something about these shimmers. There's like 3 different textures. You have like your regular shimmers. You've got these kind of more metallic-y ones. This is the one I'm currently trying to hit pan on. It's really pretty. I mean, they're just really, really pretty. And I'm the worst swatcher ever in your life. Yeah, those didn't swatch well at all. But I love them. I love them so much. So again, I can't speak on the mattes, but I enjoy the shimmers. I know not everybody else does. And that's the thing. Makeup is so subjective. It's so personal because, like, I don't trust anybody's review on mascaras. Anybody I've listened to and they're like, oh, this is the best mascara. I'm like, that is hot fire garbage. The same thing has kind of gone for eyeshadows as well. If it's a company I've used and I know, oh heck yeah, I will, trust somebody's judgment. But I don't necessarily trust people when it comes to something different. And I can't actually tell you why, but I feel like I have to see it and I have to touch it and I have to be the one that wants to wear it. Because I'm sure there are palettes that I listed off that I wouldn't keep, that 3 or 4 of you are probably salivating for, and you're like, I would keep that forever. It's my favorite palette. And again, that's the thing. Eyeshadow is so subjective. Some people want a really, like I said, a soft, shimmery look. Some people like me want bold, crazy glitter, all the eyes with the lashes. And that's fine. We're all different. We all wear makeup differently. And I think that's cool. But at the end of the day, if you try something I suggest and you like it, you can kind of gauge from there. Hopefully that made any sense. It is now 6 p.m. All I've had to eat today was a bag of popcorn. Oh no, I had some cookies. Okay, junk. I've had junk. I've been in a junk frame of mind for the last 6 months. Anyway, that's it. Did I say that this was Haley and Becca? And I will list everybody in the description box down below. Again, you just pick 10 random palettes or 14 if you want to, skirt the rules a little bit. Skirt the rules a little bit and you just talk about them. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this. If you haven't already, I hope you'll consider subscribing and following me over on Instagram. I'm at Misty Pans. I hope you have a good day, night, weekend, wherever you are. I love your faces and I will see you in my next video. Bye. I think I'm gonna do a purge. Am I going to do a purge? I got glitter all over my face from those palettes. I think I need to do a purge.